Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the Poetry Pulpit reading sessions with your host, KD Mashile, right here under the light of the world. Yes. So as always, we have a Perfect Love book. This is one of our first, you guys, and it is Dear Heavens by Brian R. Mdaka. And yeah, and it also has a logo. It has a logo and a blurb at the back. This is one of our very first books. This was our very first external book, as in a book that we published that I had not written. So it was years ago, and we have the subtitle right at the top in the book, title and the author name right there. But before we get into the review, as always, let us read a poem from the book. And I must say that when I haven't read this book in a while, but when I look inside, I'm just like, I actually really like some of the elements of the layout, you know. It's very like classic poetry book vibes, but I really like that. I haven't picked it up in a while because it's been years since we published it, but yes, it's still available. You can still buy it, you can still order it rather. But do know that everything that you order you will only get after the quarantine period, and we also have to wait after the quarantine period for all our orders to come. So yeah, it's a lot. However, you can still DM us for your copy. But without any further ado, we are reading Dear Heavens from Dear Heavens, which is on page 34. Dear Heavens, I wrote no address above. I wanted to write it here because an address to heaven is not earthly formed. It comes from the corridors of Zion. Dear Heavens, to the office of God and his cabinet, the Trinity of God, the greatest of them all, to Christ and the Holy Spirit. Oh, dear Heavens, I scribe to the heavens that no binocular shall ever see, to remind the heavens of the beauty it has, to remind heavens of grace it gave to somebody who was a nobody. From nowhere they identified gold from ashes. Oh, dear Trinity, your glory, your love, and your mercy. Through the blazing fires of hell you took me out. The waters of the Red Sea never devoured Israel, therefore shall it not devour me too. Oh, heaven of heavens, dear heaven, did not spare your son for my sake. You gave him up to be shamed and disgraced. Oh heavens, did you take off his heavenly clothing for my sake? Was I so valuable for heaven to forget themselves to follow after me? My tears could not ever cover up your loss. Oh, dear heaven, how precious is the man who sits on the throne. Next to him sits the most loved of heaven. You came out of heaven to save one in dung. Oh heaven, my dear heaven, your eyes are like a blazing furnace, your hair as white as snow. The angels of heaven sing, how holy are you. Moreover, I sing, how great thou art. For your mouth is a double-edged sword. From the cross comes it out. Heavenly sweetheart, am I worthy of such love from the cross? The pieces of flesh laying around, yet you stood still, you gave up not, because Peter wasn't the one you were looking at, but me. Oh, dear heavens, not a million words could describe you, not a million ways to thank you any better. Not a million people may thank you any better. Yes, you are merciful and joyful. Oh, majestic heaven, your love is like a ring, no starting or no ending point. It is deeper than any ocean in the whole world. Heavens, your love never grows cold, though even to be called yours I am not worthy. Oh heaven, your throne, I disrespect so many times. I follow my ways so many times. Oh lovely heaven, where is the beauty that you see out of me? I am not worthy of even saying your name. Oh precious stone, in the desert Israel ate manna and quail. Therefore I eat like a king. When I am thirsty, oh heaven, you are a provider. The stone of the ancient days. Yes, heavenly heavens, I never grow cold wherever your hand is present. On the face of the earth, you are my shield. However, I sin day and night, now and then, yet heavens still sees me as precious gold. In the pigsty, I roll like a pig. In everyday dirt like a dog, I vomit and I swallow. Oh dear heaven, where is the beauty that you see in me? What's there to enjoy, oh heavens, around me? You are one who only knows your ways. You are the only one who knows your ways. Regards to heaven. To the heavens I write a letter. Yes, to the heavens I address a letter. My heavens, be exalted on high. Oh, heavens. Selah. I hope I did justice to that piece. I'm not going to comment on it. I'm just going to Selah. And wow, this episode is long because I chose, I think, the longest poem in the book. But yeah, there's just a summary of this book. It's a letter to heaven. Brian is a homie. He's from Mkunyamahembe. I would think so. Yes, he's from Mkunyamahembe, where I come from. A lot of people want to use the colonized name Lilydale. I'm okay with that. So he's from Lilydale. It's on his cover. Yeah, he just says at the bottom, prepare to go on a journey with Brian as he writes a letter to the heavens from earth. That's what this book is. Get yourself a copy. I think it's 80 rands, but more information in the description. I'm speechless at this point, because who are we that God is so mindful of us? Where is the beauty that God sees in us? Yet our daily lives and our actions are a letter to heaven. And Brian beautifully writes that throughout this book. He writes Christ came. He writes the wounds. He writes about other people witnessing to him. He writes about anger. He writes about wonder. He writes about death. He writes about the past. He writes about battles. He writes about survival. He writes about mercy and blessings. He writes literally summarizing our daily lives and how that translates to heaven. You know, me living out my dream, me being on this platform is a letter to heaven, thanking heaven for the gifts and the platforms and the resources I've been blessed with. And you know, a grateful heart is a receiving heart. A grateful heart is a heart that you can give to Oko Oko. And I'm not bragging, but one thing that I've heard over and over again from people who would give me something is, oh my gosh, your gratitude makes me want to give you more things. Because a grateful heart, a heart that uses that, oh, word. Wait, you guys need to tune in to Conversations with KD, because I cannot be this person on the Perfect Love Books page. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to give you all this word, and then I'm going to leave you all in peace. When in the parable with the talents, Jesus, or the master, took from the one who had buried his talents, gave it to the one who had actually multiplied his talents. So a grateful heart is one that is able to multiply, and he that is faithful with a little shall be blessed with much. So always remember, your life is a ministry. Your life is a message to God regarding the life he gave you, the gift he blessed you with, and everything else involved. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, recommend poets by leading them to @PerfectLoveBooks on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. But yeah, I'll leave this one at that. Don't want to mess this up. But Selah, and remember, your life is a letter to heaven. Dear heavens, what does my life say to you? It should be your question. Bye, guys. Bye.